All right, welcome everybody to the coronavirus edition of What's Sold on eBay. Corona as in these sales are making me sick. So take a look at these numbers here. 14/22/55 for the week of March 1st through the 7th. Ugh, that is giving me flu-like symptoms as I think about that too. Probably the worst week of sales that I've had in, I'm gonna say, 3 years on this platform. So holy macaroni. Yeah, it's been rough around here, but I found 10 items that are interesting and then you'll find interesting as well. So let's just jump into it. First sale here, interesting toy that had good comps on it. Poppin Spaceballs. This was 97, so I was already in college by then, but it seems like a pretty fun toy. I left the battery. It came with the batteries in the box, and so I left it for the buyer, just, a little plus, but take a look at the pictures here. If you had one of these or you recognize these or you sold one of these, leave me a comment and let me know, because it was an interesting toy and kind of fun. But it worked perfect, and I think I got full price for it here. Yep, $34.99, $9.70 the buyer paid in shipping, and then $2.79 in tax. So they're $47.48 all in, and I paid $4.99 for this unit. So a fun little vintage toy here. Keep your eye out for it, because this would be easy for your store to price. Even though I paid on the high end $4.99, it'd be easy for one of your stores to price this at $2.99, $3.99. Pretty cheap because it doesn't look like much, so good sale. Next is a Brooks Launch 6. Now this is like the Run Happy style shoe here, and I'll put the comps up, and as you can see, they, the model sells well here. This was a size 8 women's, so that's a really good size. The interesting thing about these shoes here is that they did not have insoles. So anytime that happens, a lot of times I will pass on a shoe if it doesn't have the insoles. In this instance, because this model 120285 was harder to find and still desirable, I took a shot at it. Let me see if I can get you a picture of the soles. A little bit of wear there. You can see like the balls of the feet, but still okay. And you can see the insoles are missing right there. There's the size 8. $39.99. I gave them an offer and they took it of $36. Buyer paid $8.70 in shipping and then $3.24 in tax. So they're $47.94 all in for the shoe, and I paid $4.29 for it. So when you see this particular style, grab it because you'll sell it. Next one I feel like is obvious. Maybe some of you aren't familiar with the Brookstone Massagers, but this one, the TheraSpa, the model number is BAM 2000. These are easy sales. I had mine priced semi-aggressively. Sometimes, if you have been watching me long enough, you'll know I price on the higher end. I'm not a race to the bottom pricer. I feel like I priced this one maybe in the middle a little bit just to move it quickly. This is the second one I think I've sold in the last 12 calendar months, but they're easy to sell. Let me see, did I put a video in there? No, I didn't put the video in there, even though I did take one, so I'm not sure what the issue is with there. I probably just got lazy. But it was a good sale at $29.99, and buyer paid $16.90 in tax, $16.90 in shipping, $168 in tax. So they're $48.57 all in, and this item cost me $4.99. These turn up often, so give them a second look when you see them in the stores. Okay, this next one is something that I feel like a lot of people would pass up because it fits in the palm of your hand, really small and sort of unassuming, but it's a Birdsong Identifier alarm clock. I don't think it has a model number on it, but with the batteries, I tested it and you can see obviously that it was working. These are really popular. I priced mine on the higher end at $41.99. I feel like at the time I was listing these, they were selling maybe in the $30, $35 range, but because there weren't as many of them listed with a really high sell-through rate, I shot high and I got full price for it. $41.99, $8 the buyer paid to have it shipped, $3.12 in tax, so $53.11. They're all in. I only paid $2.99 for the clock, and this was the buyer's first purchase. So they were either a 0 feedback or a 1 feedback buyer, and it went without a hitch. So keep your eye out for these little identifier radios. Anything like bird related, like the bird clocks, bird radios, the ones that make the bird sounds, look them up because you'll find some diamonds there. All right, next one. With Lake Crusette, I feel like it's just always a matter of when, not a matter of if it will sell. So these were limited edition tea light holders, and the color was cerise red. I don't know, is that how you pronounce it? Cerise? I don't know. It's red. Anyway, they sold, but I did hold on to these for probably 2 or 3 months, and I think I got, let me see, $39.99 full price, $7.58 the buyer paid in shipping, so they're $47.40 all in. I paid $2.99 for this little set, and this went global. This was a part of the global shipping program, so I held on to it for a little while, but I'm pleased with the sale because the return was really, really good. All right, if you know me, you know I grab Hartman tweed luggage every time I find it. No exception here. Found this in a Goodwill, paid $6.29 for the bag. It was in really, really super condition, especially on the interior. Let me see if I can get you a better shot here of the interior. Yes, you can see there. Excellent shape, great sale. Got full price, $59.99. The buyer paid $19.60, so just under $20 to have it shipped, for a total of $79.59 all in. And it was, for 80 bucks, it's well worth that bag. And like I said, I paid $6.29 for it. Hartman tweed luggage, keep your eye out for it. It is extremely easy to spot in the stores, and hopefully they have it priced aggressively. There are certain thrift stores that I go to around here. Volunteers of America is one of them, where anytime I see Hartman tweed, they have it behind the counter, so they're kind of aware of it. But most of the Goodwills haven't caught on yet, so, you know, hopefully in your areas be much of the same. Okay, so these Sperry's, I can't remember if I put these in a haul video or not, or maybe they were in one of my thrift run videos, but I was going a little too fast in the thrift stores, and I missed a few things. So the first part is, I missed that the second shoe didn't even have the lace. And on top of that, I missed that it looks like an animal basically bit off the top portion of the shoe. So when I was going to photograph these, I was unpleasantly surprised. And as a result, I priced them low. Now, had they been in good shape, this may have been $40. But because of the condition, I priced them at $18.99 and obviously disclosed the tear and the lace missing, and they still sold. It sold for best offer $16.90. Buyer paid $9.70 to have it shipped. So $26.60 the buyer paid for these shoes, and I paid $4.29 for them, not knowing that they would have all these condition issues. Sperry is a good seller. Everything else about the shoes was fine. I mean, even the soles were in obviously good condition. The insoles were clean, but yeah, I mean, just look at that bite. It was nasty, and I took a shot at it. And I feel like anytime I find a deformity of some sort or an irregularity or something like that on a shoe after I purchase it, and then I price it low and I disclose it, they always sell. So I don't know, maybe it's like trust issues. They feel like you're being trustworthy, although, you know, with 2,300 feedback and almost 100% positive, like, you know, you can certainly trust me with or without I don't know, selling stuff like this, but they sold. I'm happy. It's out the door. A lesson for you is, even if you make the mistake, like, don't toss the item out or like throw it in the garage sale for $1. Like, still get it listed and, you know, see what happens. Okay, so the next item, Philips Viva pasta maker and noodle maker, model number HR2371. This was manufacturer refurbished. You can see it says it right here, certified refurbished machine from the manufacturer. It was pristine. Oh, it actually looks brand new. I took all of the pieces out, photographed it. It was obviously working, and there were maybe 3 or 4 watchers at the time this sold, and it sold for full price, $54.99, $18.50 to have it shipped, $4.96 in tax, so $78.45, and I paid $8.99 for the unit. So I'm going to say that I feel like I paid up for this, but in this particular thrift store, if I am remembering where I got it correctly, they tend to price on the higher side. So even though this is still a steal of a deal, selling it for $55 and getting it for $9, I feel like if this were in other stores, it would have been marked $4.99. Who knows? I'm just making assumptions here, but keep your eye out for these pasta makers here. HR2371 is the model number for that one. And I'm happy with that sale, what can I tell you? Okay, so the next one, this is interesting. Now, NCAA Football 2014 for Xbox 360 and for PlayStation 3. If you have the game, these can sometimes sell for $100. If I'm not mistaken, it's the last year that NCAA made that or Xbox had the license to do this game together with EA Sports and the NCAA. So those games are extremely valuable. Now, that's the reason I picked just the case up and the manual. Now, imagine, to my dismay, when I opened up the case and I saw that the game wasn't in there. That was frustrating because I thought I had a $100 bill on my hands, but game wasn't in there, and I still bought it, and I still paid. It was either $199 or $299 for the item here, and it's still sold for full price, $14.99. They paid $3.99 to have it shipped, and then $1.16 in tax. So they paid $20.14. The reason they paid that is it probably increased the value of somebody having only the disc. So whereas maybe you would only get $50 for the disc, you pay $20 to get the case and the manual, and now you can charge $100 for it. I don't know if my math is correct. I think that helps the value at the end of the day. It's getting kind of late, so don't hold me to it, but probably why somebody bought that. Same reason I listed the case in the manual, only because I felt like I could still at least get some value out of it. And these games are just not, they're hard. This particular style or version of the game is hard to come by. So I'm pleased with the sale. All right. And the last one, nothing special about these. The one thing that I will note is that they were dirty in the store. And I believe because they were dirty, everybody was passing them up. But Nike Free 5.0 is still a pretty current style. Size 13, a good size. Style number is 724382-002. But I threw them in the wash. They came out looking great. They look like they are basically unworn on the uppers. And I'm sure what sold the shoe is, look at how clean those insoles are. Not only are the insoles clean, but the actual soles look fantastic as well. They're very, very lightly worn. But because they had dirt on the swoosh, on the midsoles, they looked worn. So throw your shoes in the wash, make them come out looking fresh and clean, and then make $40 on a sale where everybody else passed up on it. So they paid full price, $39.99, $8.70 to have it shipped, and then $2.92 in tax. So $51.61 all in. And like I said, I paid $4.29 for the shoe. So that is it. Boy, what a pain in the drain this week was. I'm hoping that next week is better. If you guys were struggling this week too, leave me a comment and let me know. I feel like I called eBay twice. We did a store reset. I don't know if the store reset does anything for anybody. It certainly didn't help me throughout the week. Some people mentioned that there are rolling blackouts where your sales will just completely plummet and there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know that I necessarily believe that stuff, but I can tell you in 3 years, having as many listings as I've had, as consistently as I've had, there's never been this bad. So I don't know what it is. Is it the flu? Is it the election year? I don't know. Who knows what's going on? But let's pray for a better week next week. Anyway, that's it. Dad Planet, I'm Brendan. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.